A beggar casually pointed his finger. Time immediately froze at that moment. With a random teleportation, he appeared beside a pregnant woman about to get hit by a car and carried her away. The next second, the entire street returned to its bustling traffic. He was just one good deed away from overcoming the heavenly tribulation awaiting him. It turned out the beggar was the reincarnation of an immortal. In order to reunite with his lover, he pretended to be a beggar by the roadside every day to accumulate virtue, hoping to ascend sooner. At this moment, the second miss arrived on a street of traditional Chinese medicine shops and happened to bump into the beggar coming toward her. The bodyguard immediately reprimanded the beggar. Luckily, the woman stopped him and gave the beggar some money, telling him to buy food. The beggar, seeing her kindness, gave her a kind reminder not to walk to the right, but the second miss didn't take his words to heart. Just then, the beggar suddenly flashed forward, pulling the second miss away. At the same time, a vase fell from above, smashing heavily onto the spot where she had just been standing, and so the beggar successfully saved the woman. The beggar said he could grant her one wish. The second miss immediately asked if the beggar could save her sister. It turned out, her sister had fallen into a coma 3 years ago due to a mysterious illness. Their father had searched everywhere for famous doctors, but to no avail. So the second miss came to the street hoping for a stroke of luck, and thus encountered the beggar before her. The beggar calculated with his fingers and agreed to help, but his claim was met with opposition from the family steward nearby, who declared that he was just a street beggar and couldn't be trusted. The steward then planned to have someone drive the beggar away, but the second miss, recalling what had just happened, decided to trust the beggar. She took his hand and prepared to take him home. Little did she know, this beggar was actually a god of war doctor. At that moment, a speeding car was about to hit a pregnant woman by the roadside. The beggar raised his hand and pointed. Time froze instantly. After carrying the pregnant woman to safety, the freeze was released in the next second, returning everything to normal. When the second miss witnessed the beggar's ability to foresee and prevent danger, she immediately clung to him like a lifeline and rushed home. Meanwhile, the divine doctor unleashed his exclusive technique to save the day, but was unexpectedly pushed back several meters by the powerful evil aura within the sister's body. Then another bald man arrived, claiming to be a divine doctor himself. Faced with everyone's despair, he scoffed disdainfully, directly using his impenetrable ice silkworm gloves, and approached to treat the sister. Everyone thought he was bound to succeed this time, but a wisp of black aura surged forth, instantly turning the ice silkworm gloves into nothingness. All the divine doctors were at their wits' end, declaring they had never seen such a bizarre illness before. At this point, only a mysterious and enigmatic healer could possibly offer a glimmer of hope. The father immediately ordered his men to search for one, but just then, the second miss entered with the beggar. Everyone began mocking them at once. If even two divine doctors were helpless, what could a mere beggar possibly do? The two divine doctors felt insulted by the father, and immediately demanded that the beggar be thrown out. Since that was the case, the beggar turned and walked away, but the second miss suddenly dropped to her knees before him, declaring that if he could save her sister, she would willingly marry him as his wife. The beggar was moved